Hello, ladies and gentlemen. How y'all doing? You're welcome to Big Talk with Bruce Dickey here on Wabash Catch TV. Thank you so much for tuning in today. As ladies and gentlemen, it's coming. If you're not ready for it, it's coming. Football season is on the way. Brian Tackitt is here. The high school sports for the fall seasons are 4 weeks?
First game?
Yeah.
Like 25th, yeah.
First game's in 4 weeks. My gosh, now I feel so old and tired already. I can imagine you. This is July 25th. Did you know, by the way, Brian Tackitt here, the head football coach of the Flora Wolves, did you know? I went back to just throw in your schedule for today. You were on here July 25th, 2022.
Oh, really? No. Didn't know that. Good timing.
Yeah. Timing worked out real well. As I clearly know when Brian's got an open bid.
Yeah.
Because you don't have that many.
No, I do not. Nope.
We're going to talk about Flora High School football today. Coming off a nice playoff season. We're going to get into that here in a little bit, as well as all kinds of other things here on Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. Thank you so much for tuning in here on this gorgeous Tuesday, July 25th. Maybe a little warmish, but it is gorgeous. Let's tell you what's going on in and around your area today. I looked and looked, folks. I looked, and I really couldn't find much going on today, but a little bit. Over in Salem, it is at the First Christian Church. This is something for your kids. I guess I don't usually talk about vacation Bible schools on here because, you have vacation Bible schools all over the place. This is a little bit different, though. This is a big kids zone event. They've been doing it all week long from 6 to 8 p.m. in Salem. The kids zone at the First Christian Church. Like I said, 6 to 8 p.m. And then they're going to have a pool party on Thursday night at the Salem Family Aquatic Center. Should be a good time. This is for all kids, all the way from 3-year-old up to 5th grade. So if you're looking for something to do with your kids this week before you're looking 2 weeks before school starts, maybe it's a good chance to get them out of the house here for another few hours anyway. Get them away from their screens. What else going on today? National, now that's the thing here, Brian. You might remember some of these things, these national holidays, because you were here last year on the same day.
I was actually just trying to think of it. What was last year, but
National, ladies and gentlemen, National Hot Fudge Sundae Day. Do you remember that?
I do.
Yeah.
I do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I think you'll remember one or two other ones here too. On July 25th every year, National Hot Fudge Sundae Day takes a turn representing National Ice Cream Month in delicious style. Feast on this tasty ice cream dessert that combines hot and cold with a cherry on top. Even more important to note, this dessert has been served since 1906. As given that the hot fudge sundae is basically a variation of the classic sundae, making one is easy. The oldest regular sundae was back in 1892. Boy, that's a good-looking one right there. 1892 in Ithaca. However, there's some folks in Wisconsin that beg to differ and say that they started the sundae about 9 years before that. But they didn't put the hot fudge on it until 1906. This first appeared in Los Angeles, an ice cream parlor, C.C. Brown's, the ice cream parlor on Hollywood Boulevard in Los Angeles. The hot fudge sundae was born as they combined the hot fudge plus that's got a nice brownie on it, along with the ice cream back in 1906. So because that's the reason for that. They didn't make fudge until 1886.
Oh, okay.
So you're not going to have hot fudge Sunday.
No, you don't have fudge.
Until you have fudge.
Yeah.
You got to have fudge. So, get out, folks. Get yourself a wonderful, pleasant hot fudge sundae today. I will be right there with you. kind of goes, it'll clear the palate to get ready for this next one. It is July 25th also is National Wine and Cheese Day. This is the ultimate pairing there of wine and cheese. National Wine and Cheese Day provides an opportunity to sample some of maybe your favorites. This day encourages folks to try wine and cheese in a combination maybe that they've never tried before. That is, step away from maybe the ordinary bottle that you like to have and learn something new. Did you realize, and you probably didn't, like I had no idea, the reason that they put wine and cheese together? Because the wine is an astringent, and so it's a little acidic.
Yeah.
And the cheese is basically fat. So you've got milk fat. So the cheese basically greases up your mouth for the wine to cut the astringency of the wine. I had no idea what the chemical process.
Yeah.
The chemical process to make National Wine and Cheese. I personally don't do much of that, but if I did wine and cheese, it'd be, I guess, white more than red. I've got some family members who really like the red wine, but not my bag, baby. How about you?
I'm not a big wine drinker.
Yeah, I'm not.
I couldn't tell you the difference between red wine
Well, it's easy
Red
to tell
wine.
the difference between red wine and white wine.
color.
One of them's red, the other one's
That's what I assumed.
it's a very simple one. I can handle that one. What else going on here on July 25th? This is a good one. National Hire a Veteran Day. Every day, hundreds of military personnel leave the service in search of civilian employment. On July 25th, National Hire a Veteran Day reminds employers they need to consider veterans to fill some of their open positions. As highly trained, qualified individuals, they are ideal for numerous trades, and they probably will not be wearing a helmet in the various trades. While other service members continue to serve in points unknown, this day provides their returning brothers and sisters an opportunity. Many skills gained in the military world transfer to the civilian world well. Both small and large businesses benefit from the talent of our veterans as well. Regardless of the position, find qualified candidates in a range of fields. For an example, information technology, engineering, cybersecurity, sales, marketing, management, as well as finance, healthcare, and skilled trades. My brother-in-law is a veteran, and he he came back. In the Air Force, he was basically part of maybe a clandestine organization, and part of that deal was learning how to. He became a locksmith. When he came back to the U.S., he found a good job as a locksmith.
Yeah.
That's the way it goes.
Yeah.
How about you? You were in the military, right?
I was not, no.
No. I didn't think you were. I wasn't either, but I don't think they'd have had me. But this is a good time, folks, to think about that. Marine Corps veteran Dan Caporal founded Hire Our Heroes. He also founded National Hire a Veteran Day, as this day serves as a call to action to hire more veterans. And by spreading awareness and creating a platform with a call to action, the day has now become connective tissue linking corporate America to our veterans. It started back in 2017. What do you want to see on television, ladies and gentlemen? What do you want to watch on TV tonight? Here on this beautiful Tuesday night, Major League Baseball. Cubs are playing the White Sox, so if you're a Chicago fan, you got two choices. You can watch it on Marquee, get the Cubs feed, or watch it on NBC Sports Chicago, get the White Sox feed. So it's at 7:10 tonight, channel 597 or channel 643. TBS has a national game of the week. New York Mets at the New York Yankees. Justin Verlander versus Domingo Germán. That's again on TBS, channel 632 at 6:05. Cardinals play late. Cardinals will be in Arizona taking on the Diamondbacks all this week. Stephen Matz versus Zach Gallen. Bally Sports, Channel 630 at 8:40. And then even later than that, it's going to be late night if you're into sports, because at 9:10, it's the Toronto Blue Jays at the LA Dodgers on MLB Network, Major League Baseball Network, Channel 599. Plus, been telling you about it for the last 2 weeks. It's a lot of fun. I watched probably half a dozen games over the weekend. The Women's World Cup continues tonight at midnight. It'll be Japan versus Costa Rica at midnight, followed at 2:30 a.m. Spain versus Zambia, Fox Sports 1, and then at 7 a.m. get up in the morning and watch it on Wednesday morning, Canada versus Ireland. So all that coming up, and it should be a ton of fun. Right here, that is Brian Tackitt. My name is Bruce Dickey. You are watching Wabash Catch TV's Big Talk with Bruce Dickey, and when we come back, we're going to talk about Flora football. Big season coming up, starting here in about 3 or 4 weeks. Back right after these. Do please stay around.
When you want an honest deal and hometown service without the runaround, go to Lamont Chevrolet Chrysler in Fairfield. Let Gabe McGahey, Sheldon Bunning, Jeff Black, Dennis Downs, Matthew Rogers, or Caleb Dunn score the best deal for you on your next new or pre-owned vehicle. Parts and service departments with factory-trained technicians and express lane and state-of-the-art tire and alignment technology. Lamont always inspects your battery, antifreeze, wipers, and tires for free. We want you prepared for the open road ahead. Open 24/7 at LeMansOnline.com. You'll like the way we do business.
I'm Dr. Eric Pikus. I'm a general practice physician here at CRHPC, and I work at the Clay Medical Center in Flora. One of the things that I love about working for CRHPC is the fact that it's a federally qualified healthcare center. And that means that we can take care of any patient, whatever the case may be. We don't have to worry about their financial situation. And I love the fact that we can take care of anybody that needs our help. So no matter what care somebody needs, we're going to give them the best possible care available without judgment.
Briscoe Surplus Sales on the northeast edge of Flora is your one-stop do-it-all shop. Looking for rugged boots and footwear from great brands like Lacrosse, Rocky, and Carolina? They're there. How about top-notch small engine parts and service? Briscoe Surplus Sales has it. Whether you're wiring your switches or switching your wiring, Briscoe Surplus Sales has the solution and the know-how to help you get the job done right the first time. Briscoe Surplus Sales, your one-stop do-it-all shop.
At Clay City Banking Company, we're all on the same team, regardless of zip code. At home, work, school, or across the country, you can be part of our team with our cutting-edge mobile banking products. From your hand, you can check balances, transfer money, make deposits, and pay bills. Looking for a loan? We've got you covered with our mortgage, agriculture, commercial, and consumer loans. Join our team today. Clay City, Flora, Louisville, and Fairfield Banking Companies. We're the hometown banks, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
It is all things new at Zimdar's Heating, Air Conditioning, and Appliance Repair. We have a new line of heating and cooling equipment and new technicians. Our new equipment line offers 24 months free financing and excellent warranty coverage. Our experienced service technicians can provide you with quality service and repairs on all brands of HVAC equipment. Zimdar's has been serving Clay County and the surrounding areas for over 23 years. The employees of Zimdar's are here to help, so call local and call Zimdar's.
Morning, folks. Welcome back. Big Talk with Bruce Dickey here on Wabash Catch TV. My name is Bruce Dickey, joined today by head coach Brian Tackitt of the Flora Wolves High School football squad. My heavens, Brian, I was thinking about this today. You and I have been doing this show since I started up here, and that was over 5 years ago. And at that point, I think you already had like 5 or 10 years in as a coach, if not a head coach. What year are you going into right now in your at Flora?
Well, as a coach total, I think it's my 20th year. Head coach.
Oh, it's 12, 13.
I don't. That's maybe 9 or 10 somewhere in there.
Yeah, I think it's more than that.
Lose track. Ask my wife; she probably knows.
Yeah, she knows to the date. And I gotta tell you, it has always. Whenever I get the opportunity to talk to coaches, they always enjoy the fact that you always. You get to watch kids just grow up and really turn into fine, well-rounded adult individuals, don't you?
Yeah. It's probably one of the favorite part about the job, especially just meeting the kids even years later. Let's say Walmart, seeing the kids maybe with the wife and family. I love when kids say, "Hey, here's Johnny Jr. or whatever, 2 now," that sort of thing.
Yeah,
and
seeing the success that they're
see what they do in the community. So of course, some of them leave and do great things, and some decide to stick around and work in our community.
That a lot of folks wonder whenever you see kids. We're out in the middle of August here. It's July and August. The kids are going to be. You'll see kids that are going to be out working in the heat and doing all kinds of, it makes just a passerby think, I'm walking in the heat, and those kids are out there running.
Yeah.
These kids are learning life lessons, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. We sometimes they don't understand maybe what they're learning while they're learning it, but years later on, maybe they'll figure it out. And it's similar to me, I didn't understand all the time what coaches were doing to me, but years later figured it out, kind of like your parents do. Yeah,
I suspect that's true. Do you have whenever the kids come up to you, like you say in a Walmart or something like that, and introduce, what kind of feeling does that give you? Pride?
Yeah, at least you're doing something right, I guess. That kid come up to you and say, "Hey, I figured out now what you're talking about, this or that," or that sort of thing. And even kids from the classroom too.
Are you? Are you ever surprised?
Oh yeah. There are kids that will come up to you and say something, and hey, I get this, I get that, and some of them will say, "Hey, I apologize for being."
Do they really?
I had that happen. Yeah, I apologize for the way I was, and
apologize for being a little jerk.
Yeah, and hey, I hope my kid doesn't do that to you, that sort of thing. But
he probably will. He's not his parents.
Yeah. But it's good to see kids though. Finally, so there's something clicks with them, or.
And of course, some years are of course more easily remembered than others because of recency. Last year, you had a big crew of seniors go through, didn't you?
We did. It was a dozen, and for us in our program, 12's quite a bit.
That's a large number.
Yeah. Yep. And wiped out kind of all our lineman experience from last year. Of course, a lot of our offensive production, quarterback and top running back as well too.
How would you say last year went? You went 5-5. You made the playoffs.
Yeah.
And that's always a goal, but you kind of wanted to pick up 6, 7, 8 wins, didn't you?
Yeah, we'd like to improve. The year before we had 5 wins, and you'd like to take a few steps forward. Of course, 2 years ago we lost a big group as well too. So there was some uncertainty last year as far as whether the year was going to pan out, and we got off to a hot start, so you wanted to kind of continue that. So I think we started out 3-0.
Yeah, you did 3-0 with a nice win.
Yeah,
CZR and a good win over El Dorado. That was at home, and that was a close game all the way through, wasn't it?
That was a tough physical game.
Yeah,
that was a tough one at home.
Do you think that kind of being a physical game like that kind of set a trap for you maybe for the next 2 weeks against Fairfield was a physical game, and then Johnson City.
Yeah, you knew those two were going to be physical. Actually, Malachi got hurt in that El Dorado game, hip injury, and trainer let him play. He was nowhere near 100%.
Well, that's the thing. We saw Malachi a couple of times, several times last year, but we saw him in that Edwards County game, and then he was 90% of the offense.
Yeah. We kind of hit the injury
Malachi Tolliver.
Yeah. We hit the injury a little bit there, especially from Fairfield. Didn't want him to, know that he was banged up a little bit. But Coach Townsend, I think, asked me few weeks or later in the season if they thought maybe he was banged up. I said, oh yeah, but he was. Yeah, everything went through him. So
that makes it terrifically difficult. How long was he out?
Well, he didn't miss any time, but
he didn't run though.
He didn't run like
at least that Johnson City game.
Fairfield, Johnson City, and maybe even Hamilton County. It bothered him a little bit, and got him a little healthier down the last stretch, the last third of the year.
Hamilton County, a tough loss at home against the Foxes, who ended up not going over 500. What are some of the? It seems like when you look back at last season, maybe the Wolves didn't take advantage of some of their opportunities.
No, we didn't, especially not the Hamilton County game.
Yeah, that was what I thought it was.
Yeah, that was homecoming at home, and I think if you asked the kids, to be honest with you, they thought it was just
that was going to be a walkover.
It was going to be a win,
Hamilton County had struggled in the past years.
Yeah. We beat them the year before, and we're some of these kids are still learning what these programs are like, and I think they just thought that was a show up and get it type of deal.
You would think you'd learn that those McLeansboro kids are always, they're like hard scrabble coal mining kids,
Yeah.
You'll learn that about Johnston City now.
Yeah. No doubt. Yeah, well, if they didn't learn it before, they learned it last year. So.
I guess that's right. And then, but a nice way to finish winning 2 out of 3 with an outstanding win down there at Carmi. That win at Carmi really it got you into the playoffs, didn't it?
Yeah, that was a big one. 4-4, and I don't think too many people probably gave us too much of a shot in that game. 6-point win, but if you watch the film, it was bigger than that, really.
Well, I talked to of course that was on the road, so we weren't able to do it. But I talked to McGrew and to Pat Garrett, and they basically said Flora dominated the game.
From the beginning of the game, the first half was kind of back and forth. I think it was tied at halftime or something like that. But the second half was just, we just dominated. We controlled the ground game and the time
they
of
scored
possession.
Late to make it close, right?
Yeah, they scored on a big broken play. King had a big touchdown pass.
We're going to get to we'll get to the rest of the conference here later in the show, but it is really, this is kind of an interesting year in the Black Diamond Conference. It's kind of a year of change, isn't it?
A lot of turnover. I mean, I think most teams probably lost their quarterback from last year, and most teams lost. Take a King or
you lost all conference players.
All over the place. So 4 or 5 off conference kids that we lost. So I think a lot of teams are in the same position. It's going to be. You're going to
be fun.
You're going to have a tough job learning new names.
I'm going to have to learn new names. That is going to be. Well, I always have a tough job. That's true. We'll be back here on Big Talk with Brian Tackitt about the Flora Wolves, and we're going to talk a little bit more about this season upcoming and some of the things that the kids have been doing to get ready for it. You're watching Big Talk with Bruce Dickey here on Wabash Catch TV, and we'll be back right after this. Stick around.
At Midwest Farm and Land, we've got a team of dedicated land, home, and commercial experts ready to help.
We understand that buying or selling a property can be extremely stressful. Let our folks take care of you and help you find your perfect piece of property.
Whether it's recreational or hunting land, farmland, homes, or commercial, we're there to help.
Local experts with national reach. If you're interested, give us a call, 618-532-1961, or check us out on the website, midwestfarmco.com.
When you want an honest deal and hometown service without the runaround, go to Lamont Chevrolet Chrysler in Fairfield. Let Gabe McGahey, Sheldon Bunning, Jeff Black, Dennis Downs, Matthew Rogers, or Caleb Dunn score the best deal for you on your next new or pre-owned vehicle. Parts and service departments with factory-trained technicians and express lane and state-of-the-art tire and alignment technology. Lamont always inspects your battery, antifreeze, wipers, and tires for free. We want you prepared for the open road ahead. Open 24/7 at LeMansOnline.com. You'll like the way we do business.
For service beyond the surface, call Carter Trucking in Fairfield. Carter's trucks are ready to haul your big freight and grain. So whatever you call Jeremy Carter, the Mucho Mulcho Man, the driveway doctor, the gravel guru, the pothole pirate, the rockin' redneck, the smooth operator, the mudhole master, or the happy hauler, just call him. 842-2022 to haul your big freight, grain, and more with trucks from Carter Trucking, Williamson Drive in Fairfield.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. Big Talk with Bruce Dickey here on Wabash Catch TV, talking today with Brian Tackitt. He is the head coach of the Flora Wolves, also a history teacher, also a baseball coach, and we always talk about baseball, although we may not talk much about my Cardinals at the end of the day today.
No, we can avoid that.
Other than maybe seeing who's going to get traded.
Yeah.
Okay, so you lose 12 guys from last year's team. How many starters do you think you're replacing? Just on offense and defense.
I think when I figured things up with a different media outlet that contacted me last week, I think we're returning
Baseline View or whatever?
Yeah, and Jack got a hold of me. We were bringing back maybe 4 on defense and 3 on offense.
Wow.
Yeah.
That seems, in high school football, that seems disadvantageous.
A tad. Yeah. It's a lot of offense and a lot of tackles to make up.
Yeah. And the thing is, you try to go in with a mentality of next man up, right?
Yeah.
And the kids have played JV football and they've played against the varsity, but you really, as a varsity football player, you don't realize what you're getting into until you're playing on Friday night, do you?
No, and you can tell you ask those kids and they'll tell you the difference in speed on like a Monday night to Friday night is just night and day.
Oh, it really is.
So if that's all you've done is played Monday night football and you step out on a Friday night field, they're going to go by pretty quick.
Those guys are a lot faster.
Yeah. And they hit a little harder.
Oh, yeah. Well, you see, that's the thing. There are physics involved, folks.
Yeah.
If they're going faster, that means they hit harder.
Yes. You don't see too many of those 5'6", 80-pound guys out there on Friday night.
No, you really don't. How have the kids? How's the weightlifting gone? I mean, that's you mentioned the smaller weight. You want to make sure you got some good size going into Friday.
Yeah, we've had a good summer. I mean, Monday through Thursday we got the weight room open in the mornings. Bring them in 2 different groups, the upper class group and the freshman group. So we got a big freshman group coming in this year with about 25, 26 kids. So we try to keep them a little separate and with their training and everything.
Well, that's the other thing. You don't want a freshman playing against seniors.
Yeah,
because they get some hurt.
Yeah. So we try to keep them separate, whether it's lifting or whatever we're doing. But and then we've had a few 7-on-7 days, and of course we just completed offensive camp last week and got defensive camp this week.
Do you get to schedule 7-on-7 games throughout the? How's the IHSA with the? I mean, is it the Wild West? You can schedule as many as you want, or
they actually changed rules. You can do 11-on-11 stuff with teams now too, as far as even like some scrimmage stuff. We don't get into. You can, yeah. We don't get into that too much.
I'm surprised they let anybody use pads in the summertime like that.
I think they tried to. I mean, there were teams doing it anyway.
There were teams doing it.
I think so. So they just legalized it. Yeah. Now we went to. We went to Salem last week and we'll do some offensive, like the linemen will do some drills and stuff together, but we didn't put 11-on-11 or anything like that.
Do you prefer, you've done 7-on-7s at Salem, you've done 7-on-7 at Olney.
Yep.
Neither of those are in your conference. So
Yeah.
I mean, is that kind of a by design, I guess?
I think you'd probably rather do stuff with teams maybe not in your conference. It doesn't bother me a whole lot if, we did something with Fairfield or somebody, but some coaches, it's a big no-no. But
Yeah.
I guess if you're working on something new, you'd rather not do it, but
You've been now in the Black Diamond Conference for, this will be
This will be-
fifth year?
this is our third year.
I guess that's right. I
Yeah.
have 18 and 26.
Yeah. Well,
That would be fourth year, fifth
Okay.
year. I don't know. I don't know. No, that doesn't make sense.
no, this is our
No,
third
that's
year.
Max Preps. Max Preps getting stuff wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah. But do you feel like you're a part of the pack now, or you're from now? You've been to everybody's field.
Yeah.
And everybody has been to your field. Do you feel like that now you know pretty much everybody?
Yeah, I mean, I love the coaches, and you kind of feel like part of the group now. Yeah, especially going to each of their places and their facilities and getting just their phone numbers and talking to them during the summer and stuff like that. Yeah.
How does that work with, you're all on Huddle now, right? Or
Yeah.
something like that?
Yeah, for
And so
film.
you really don't have to exchange film with anybody.
No, those days, like when I first started coaching, exchanging a VHS tape or
Right.
something and find some place to meet, you don't do that. You just send them over your film digitally on Huddle, and then you may say, if you initiate it, you send it, but it won't complete until they send you something back.
Are there occasionally hesitations?
No.
That's good. I mean, in this league, maybe a few years ago there might have been.
No, we haven't had any problems. Everyone's been pretty professional about it. You realize you got to send the tape. You send the tape as soon as you can. Sometimes you have issues or problems, and maybe someone didn't get the first half because of a new.
Well, that's one of the other things now that we're talking about the Black Diamond Conference. You've got, even if you've been, let's call it 12 years, you've been head coach.
Yeah.
You're like still a pup in this league.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
There are many leagues where 12 years would be the oldest guy in the room.
Yeah.
But you're like the fifth or sixth or seventh guy in the room.
When Coach Simon, went into the Coaches Hall of Fame last, I was like reading how long he did it. This is unreal.
Well, he's still doing it, right? He didn't
Well, yeah.
quit, did he?
Yeah, no. That's what I'm saying. But just reading what he had done up to that point last year, yeah, he's still going.
Like 26 years or some crazy number.
Yeah,
you got Townsend with 20.
Yeah.
Then if you put Shadowlands and Rude together, which you do down there at Stetzer,
Yeah.
I mean, there's, would that be 70 years of
probably
of experience with the two of those guys?
Yeah.
And then if you have Rush is no longer at McLeansboro, but they're Hamilton County. But there's all 30 years of coaching. Does it make you feel young going talking to those guys?
Yeah, and when we get together for like all conference voting, just sit back and listen because there's a lot of good wisdom, and I just like Coach Rude, just sit back and listen to him speak. It's just
that's the thing. Coach Rude is a guy who has done it all, coached every kind of offense you could come up with.
Oh yeah. When I was just got started coaching, I went to a football clinic, I think maybe in St. Louis, and he was speaking.
Oh,
Had
really?
no idea that
he was at Vienna, I guess, or something. Then probably.
Yeah,
or
probably.
Justin City,
maybe
still.
Yeah. No idea that 20 years later I'd be coaching against him.
Probably had no idea what a single wing was.
No, I didn't. No. What is this stuff this guy's running?
What is this guy talking about?
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to talk, we're going to bring up some of the players and talk them up for the Flora Wolves football squad here with Brian Tackitt. We'll be back right after this on Big Talk. We'll be right back. Just about. Having car trouble, need a tow, or just some routine maintenance? Butcher Automotive in Louisville has you covered. Locally owned and operated, Butcher Automotive offers complete vehicle repair services along with tire sales and wheel alignment. They're your local Hankook tire and interstate battery dealer. Butcher Automotive offers free local pickup and delivery so your car can be repaired while you're at work or at home. Butcher strives to treat everyone's vehicle as their own. At Butcher Automotive, they don't want you to give them your business, they want to earn it.
Residents of the Clay County and surrounding area have relied on Clay County State Bank for sound professional service for over 100 years. With convenient lobby and drive-up hours, we are ready to serve you Monday through Saturday. We appreciate all who bank with us, and we look forward to the opportunity of working with anyone who is looking for a community bank to help with their financial needs. Give us a call at 665-3314, visit us online, or stop by and see us on the square in Louisville to experience our friendly personal service.
When you want an honest deal and hometown service without the runaround, go to Lamont Chevrolet Chrysler in Fairfield. Let Gabe McGahey, Sheldon Bunning, Jeff Black, Dennis Downs, Matthew Rogers, or Caleb Dunn score the best deal for you on your next new or pre-owned vehicle. Parts and service departments with factory-trained technicians and express lane and state-of-the-art tire and alignment technology. Lamont's always inspects your battery, antifreeze, wipers, and tires for free. We want you prepared for the open road ahead. Open 24/7 at LaMonsOnline.com. You'll like the way we do business.
I thought I'd lost my business in that fire, but my agent was there before the flames were out. He said, together, we're going to rebuild. Our employees depended on it. My independent agent and auto owners made sure we didn't skip a beat. I mean, we didn't miss a single payroll.
For whatever lies ahead, we're always there. Auto Owners Insurance. North Wayne Insurance Agency in Flora is your local independent auto owners insurance agency.
Hey folks, welcome back. Big Talk with Bruce Dickey here on Wabash Catch TV. I am joined by Brian Tackitt. He's the head coach of Flora High School football. If folks want more information, you've got a Facebook page that you...
Flora Wolves Football, yeah.
Flora Wolves Football on Facebook, and if you can see the pictures there from some of their games and stuff, or the summer programs, which... How the numbers? How the numbers for this summer?
Numbers have been really good. We put 55 lockers in our new field house, and we don't have enough. So
no kidding.
Yeah, we're about 60 kids right now.
That's outstanding, isn't it? Is that
for us,
is that indicative of a good crew from the JFL kids coming in from last year?
I think it's that, and I think even further back into some of these kids now are the flag football kids that kind of started. Like my middle one, he's played flag football for two years now. He's in first grade, so getting them interested in that. I think that's our JFL numbers are huge.
Really?
So I think the flag has helped fed the JFL, and then JFL's done a great job of keeping them and pushing them into us now.
And so if you've got 60 kids, you're going to try to field a freshman team this year?
We are, yeah, because we've got about 25-ish, 26 freshman kids coming in. So we've put some freshman games together.
You really can tell the years the kids weren't able to play freshman football, can't you?
Yeah. I mean, you can, whether it be just like the COVID drought, you can tell from that the lack of playing, and then when you have to cancel under-level games because of lack of numbers, and then they all of a sudden have got to perform.
They got to play on Friday
night. That doesn't work out real well. So yeah, and now this year, hopefully we can get some Thursday night freshman games, and then because not all those freshmen are going to be able to play on Monday night too, is a big group because we still have sophomores to play. So. Be good for all levels.
Yeah. It is. Well, it builds the crew.
Yes. Keeps kids interested.
Yeah. And well, especially because if you gotta play the game to stay interested, because that's where the fun is.
Yes. Yeah. There's no fun in coming out your freshman year and then standing on the sidelines on a Monday night game. And, and never seen anything on Friday night, so you lose kids that way. Yeah, lose interest.
Yeah, you don't want to do that. No. How's your senior class?
Senior class is we got 7-8 kids.
Want to name some?
Yeah, of course Logan Atwood's a name that
don't forget him.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure I will. I didn't print roster out, but Logan Atwood and Harrison Arnold are both. They're both like the running back, linebacker. You'll see those names quite a bit. We only have two linemen in that group, Justin Hartman and Gabe Krutzinger. And then
Gabe's been a starter for years, at least on defensive side.
Gabe's played. Yeah, he played some last year, and he was hurt for a stretch there last year too. So he missed a few games that way. But Andrew Wiki, and Trey Wells will be names for us. Hopefully, to catch a lot of balls on the outside.
So you go from your seniors, you get more seniors. Like I said, I was going to move to the juniors.
Top of my head, I'm probably somebody.
Well, it's early. I mean, that's the thing. It's early right now. It is still audition periods for folks, isn't it?
It is, yeah. And there's, some kids make big jumps from junior to senior year, and that's, we had offense camp last week, going through defense camp this week, and it's time for those kids to kind of catch our eye.
When you say an offensive camp and then you're doing defensive camp this week, what does that mean? You mean you're drilling differently?
Yeah,
you're probably not setting up yet, right? Or
no, well, I don't know. For years, we just done it that way. At an offensive camp, we just focus on offense.
Yeah.
Especially for the young kids, I think it's good to not intermix and say, "Hey, we." Going to go from offensive drills down to some defensive drills. We just keep it all strictly offense last week.
Because it's blocking. You're basically learning blocking.
Well, it's a lot of fundamentals, and then the young guys are trying to figure out where's the X, the F, X, Z for us,
right.
T, where do they line up on this different formation?
Okay, it's a 401 dive.
Yeah.
Where's the one?
Yeah, trying to figure out where those basic things are. So, and we just keep it all offense, and then this week when we do defensive position drills, it's just defense, and then we work. So we may do like a 7-on-7 session. We obviously got to have an offense out there, but we're focused on our coverages versus the last week we were focused on route combinations.
That's always a fascinating thing to me on the defensive drills. I mean, it's you're teaching tackling, and you can only do Oklahoma drills so much. I mean, it's torture. It's not torture, but it's a training tool. But you can't do that much because people will get hurt.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you need to practice the physicality, but you can't do that too much because you get somebody hurt.
How do you what I'm getting around to is this? How do you drill for like takeaways? Because there are particular teams and there are statistics. Takeaway numbers are tremendously coordinated with wins.
Oh yeah.
How do you drill for takeaways?
On every defensive day, which we do it during camp this week, and any time that we have practice, if it's a defensive focus.
I know you've had some success there.
We do circuits, so we have tackling circuits that teach technique, not necessarily full gun tackling, but controlled technique stuff.
Holding, and don't put them down. But
we also do turnover units too. So we practice the second guy in stripping the ball.
Oh, do you?
And we practice coming up on the ball carrier. Do I read rip or punch, and how the guy's got the hold of the ball? And
no kidding.
Yeah.
So you are basically trying to. That's a defensive read on the way up to the football.
Yeah.
Whether depending on how the ball carrier's.
Yeah. So we do a drill like we got the guy engaged with another defender looking this way, and the other guy's coming up. I mean, if he's got it low, we're punching.
Yeah.
If it's up high and he's got a good hold of it, then we may be trying to rip. And
do you do a similar thing with defensive backs too, like for interception? Because I mean, whenever I played back in the Stone Age, it seemed like the only times we ever got an interception, and we didn't drill for interceptions. We didn't train for it. It was basically dumb luck.
Yeah.
And talent. It was dumb luck and the talent of our defensive backs, whether they had that kind of sense. Is there a way you can train that kind of sense into somebody?
We do some interception drills where you're purposely throwing the pick and trying to get the read on whether I go for the pick or do I bat it down.
You're throwing the ball not quite to the receiver.
Yeah. Because if you gamble and you lose and he catches it, they're gone.
It's gone.
So you've got to do the best you can to put the kids in that position to recognize that stuff beforehand. But it's tough too. So,
boy, that's one of those things like in basketball. Rebounding is such an innate skill.
Yeah. Yeah.
And interceptions really kind of are an innate skill as well, aren't they?
Yeah. It's like you said, some of it's blind luck. Some of it's just being in the right spot at the right time. Some of it's being in the right spot at the wrong, because you may be in the wrong spot, but the ball went to you, or a tip or whatever, but
I had some pictures. I was going to show some pictures here. Let's see. So this was you guys against Olney.
Yep.
And I've got 2 or 3 pictures from there, but I'll get to more of the. I was looking at this one. I was flashing through this one. I thought, man, that kid's high up in the air. And then I realized, oh shoot, that's the Olney kid.
Yeah. Ours is not quite as high.
I thought, okay, that's good. That's not really what I meant. Now, who's this?
That's Vlad Lane. He's a junior for us.
Okay, so he looks like he's happy. He's having fun.
Yeah.
All right, I tell you what we're going to do. I'm going to throw some more pictures in there, and we're going to come back. We've zoomed by talking about football. We're going to wrap things up here with Coach Tackitt right after these words. You are watching Big Talk with Bruce Dickey here on Wabash Catch TV, talking about the Flora Wolves. We got to preview the conference, don't we?
Yeah.
And we'll do that when we return back after these.
In 1916, Warren Miller chose Auto Owners Insurance. Later, his son made the same choice, as did his grandson. And today, his great-granddaughter did the same. As we reflect on where we've been, we're grateful to our independent agents and to those who have put their trust in us, and to the generations who will. Auto Owners Insurance.
Harrison Insurance in Louisville is your local independent auto owners insurance agency.
Make Carnaby Square in downtown Fairfield your fashion leader. We're the little boutique with the big inventory of beautiful, trendy outfits and clothing in a wide array of your favorite name brands. And don't forget our large selection of jewelry and accessories. Carnaby Square is Southern Illinois' largest dealer of Brighton. At Carnaby Square, we take pride in our one-on-one, knowledgeable customer service and look forward to helping you create your own special look. Plus, always free gift wrapping. Find endless gift ideas 24/7 at CarnabySquare.com and on our Facebook page. Shop the fashion leader in downtown Fairfield, Carnaby Square.
Napa know-how.
At Flora Auto Parts, you can count on the Napa know-how experts to have the solutions to keep you running on the road or in the field. More than just your car, your locally owned Napa store carries a large inventory of parts for farms, heavy trucks, and just about everything that moves. Experienced counter people understand your needs and are ready to help with the perfect part at a great value. That's Napa know-how at Flora Auto Parts.
When you want an honest deal and hometown service without the runaround, go to Lamont Chevrolet Chrysler in Fairfield. Let Gabe McGahey, Sheldon Bunning, Jeff Black, Dennis Downs, Matthew Rogers, or Caleb Dunn score the best deal for you on your next new or pre-owned vehicle. Parts and service departments with factory-trained technicians and express lane and state-of-the-art tire and alignment technology. Lamont's always inspects your battery, antifreeze, wipers, and tires for free. We want you prepared for the open road ahead. Open 24/7 at LeMonsOnline.com. You'll like the way we do business.
Hey folks, welcome back. Big Talk with Bruce Dickey here on Wabash Catch TV, joined by Brian Tackitt, head coach of Flora. By the way, he's the first. I think I've got 3 scheduled this week. Kevin Green is coming in a couple of days, and I haven't quite nailed Townsend down, but he's difficult.
Yeah.
He doesn't answer his phone.
Oh, really?
No, he does. I'm just teasing. But we've got him coming in sometime soon. Let's take a look at another couple of pictures. This is this your new quarterback?
Yep, that's Parker Helm.
Okay, so this is at the 7-on-7 thing. He's just a sophomore. He's got pretty strong legs there. Has he been working out?
He's got a good work ethic. He works hard. He's a good sized kid for sophomore.
Really?
Yeah.
Let's take a look at some of the other things. I don't know who these folks are, but it looks like this is part of Olney.
Yeah, Andrew Hartman there. That was facing toward us. He's a sophomore.
So how does that 7-on-7 work? Is it like a tournament or?
Well, places do it differently. I think
I think there's Helm again, isn't it?
Yeah, like at Alney, and then the next week when we went to Salem with Coach Green, you just kind of, the way we did it, that was 10 minutes of offense, then the JV went out there, then you had 10 minutes of defense. Sometimes they'll do it as, you move the ball down the field, and then if you don't make the first down, move it back, and then just keep going again and kind of stay on offense for 10 minutes, kind of better time management that way.
We kind of saw some of them. Who are some of your assistant coaches helping you? Because those guys they stand in and do a nice job.
Yeah, well, they had to take the guys over there with for me at Alney because I wasn't there. So Scott Warren, he's been there for a long time.
We're not going to try to pick number of years this time. We've decided. He and I have both forgotten all the years.
Yeah, that's true. Scott Warren is he'll run offense for us this year. Curtis Oakes. Probably the JV defense. John Wallace is a JV coach. Cody Glassford does a lot of our line work. Got a couple new guys coming joining us this year. The old players, Rendell Flood and Jacob Hawkins. So we've got a good group.
That's interesting how how the older players, the ex-players, sometimes work, sometimes they don't work out.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at you, CZR.
Yeah.
This was last year's standings, and that coach was there just 1 year. Now he's gone again, right?
Yeah. Read where he's going to law school, and it was going to take too much time, maybe.
Well, that would take a lot of time.
He was a young kid, so.
Yeah, he was 20, I believe. Try doing that. This was the BDC standings from last season. And like you say, Coach, I think we are probably in for some pretty good juggling in those standings over the course of this year, don't you think?
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of good parity, I think, in the conference this year. And, a game or two may be the difference between top third to middle third.
I'm trying to remember who came back to CZR. It was
the coach?
Yeah.
I didn't know him. They hired him. I think he was from the Metro East area, I thought.
Okay. Was it the... Oh, I'm going to think about it later, right after we get off the air. Here's your schedule coming up. Home, we got 5 home games. Home with Carmi, and then Edwards County, and then JC and Fairfield home, and then Vienna later in the season. So same schedule as last year, other than skipping people around, isn't it?
Yeah, just flip Carmi from week 9 to week 1, and then
Carmi to week 9, week 1, move everybody down a little bit.
Yeah, everyone goes down a slot.
What can we come to expect in the rest of the league this year? I mean, we've talked a little bit about it, but is Johnston City? They won 3 playoff games. Are they going to be as good?
Well,
didn't they lose their stud duck?
Yeah, the running back's gone, quarterback's gone, good receiver
wide receiver's gone. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, they lost quite a few good linemen too. So I guess that's probably we didn't play them in the lower level last year, so I don't know what they were like there. But
played them twice at the upper level.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, a little bit better the second time.
Yeah, that was a pretty good ball game though. That playoff game.
Yeah, we had the ball with like five minutes to go, and down 8, went down 1 score, threw a pick, and that was it. But
yeah, that will do it. But again, taking a look at that, you've got Sesser. Sesser's bringing a lot back.
I think Sesser's going to be pretty good. The Shelf kid, I think, graduated, but they bring back some really, really talented kids.
Taking a look at Carmi, they lost a lot. I mean, when you have a kid who runs for 3,000 yards over the course of 2 or 3 years, and he's not going to be there anymore. But they also lost a quarterback too, right?
Yep. I think the second, also another running back too. That was pretty good.
Odd. Yeah. Fairfield, they lost their quarterback. He's gone, and the thing about Fairfield, they've got 2 running backs coming back that are pretty good. Snyder, and if the other Snyder kid is healthy, coming off of a knee injury.
Yeah, they're healthier at the running back spot. That'll help them out quite a bit.
Well, that's the thing with Fairfield. It's a running back game.
Yeah,
their quarterback really doesn't play into the equation all often. They've tried to throw a little bit in more recent years, but sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. Then you look, El Dorado has been down for a little bit. Coach Tackitt, have they got it put back together?
Price did a lot for them last year.
Yeah.
I don't know, they scored 240 points, and I don't know how many he was responsible
Price
for.
was responsible
280,
yeah.
So, I mean, they'll have a good core of their linemen back, but when you lose that much offense, it'll be tough to replace.
Hamilton County and we talked a little bit a while ago. Are you marking the calendar for October 6th for that one, because that was kind of a tough one.
Guarantee you will watch that film that week once or twice. Yeah.
The kids will remember, won't they?
Yeah, I'm going to make sure they remember.
I suspect they do. Vienna, they've got a good coach down in Vienna. I didn't realize until I was looking at this that they scored 160 points last year.
They had a receiver. The kid was pretty good, and a young quarterback that was tough.
I think they had somebody else move in here, haven't they, or something like that?
I don't know.
I was thinking I'd heard. And then Edwards County struggled last year, and I think I don't know, but I think I've heard they're struggling with numbers again.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, we were told they didn't have. We would not have a JV game with them.
No JV either.
Yeah.
That's it.
Actually, them and El Dorado both. Like
El Dorado.
Back-to-back weeks. They've already told us it'd be varsity only.
I'm surprised by that.
Yeah. I was too.
Yeah, that's terrifically unusual for them. All in all, though, it's going to be a fun season.
It will be a fun season. Any given week, I think probably just about anybody can win. And
practice starts August 7th.
Yep.
August 7th is when it starts. That's when. How many you guys do? 2-a-days, 3-a-days?
Well, it's just the rule. It's hard to actually have the 2-a-days or 3-a-days anymore.
Right?
Yeah, so we'll have like a walkthrough, and you got to have like 3 hours off, and then come back with your actual practice. And then on week 2, you can have 2-a-days, but then school starts and makes it kind of difficult to do that.
When's school start? August 14th?
Well, for me it does. Kids come that Wednesday, but yeah, for teachers the 14th.
Where'd the summer go, Brian?
I don't know. Flew by.
It certainly has. I tell you what, it has flown by. We just can't wait. We're going to be doing, of those games that you saw, we'll keep you posted and let you know which games we're doing. I think we've got the schedule done. I don't have a copy of it.
That's all right.
I'll give you a
That's
schedule
all right.
sometime.
Just see you.
But it's going to be a lot of fun. And to you, it must be as much fun figuring out. You have a variety of things to figure out. I mean, so is figuring out things that work and making changes to make things work, right?
There's a lot that goes into it, and once the season gets here and you got to have it figured out, then it goes a little bit better. You better be prepared
You're getting a routine finally.
Yeah.
Get in the routine. Yeah. Well, best of luck to you, because it's coming.
Yeah,
how about Mile Illini? Tell me, what do you think Mile Illini are going to do? Have you met Coach Bielema?
I have not met him. I didn't get to go.
Did they call you?
Yeah, but it's never been him. An assistant coach calls, yeah. And I didn't get to go up to the clinic last year. I haven't actually met him yet, but excited. I think they'll.
Are you going to go to any games?
Yeah, we're going to try to.
Oh, yeah?
We get coaches get free tickets to games, so usually
that's pretty cool.
We just try to take the boys up there one week.
Well, that's that's kind of the thing. That's what you've got to plant the seed, don't you?
Yeah. There for a long time, they kind of got away from that. They weren't so coach friendly, but they are now. Yeah, I know that makes no sense.
How's that happen? Brian, best of luck to you this year.
Thank you, appreciate it,
folks. We'll see you all next time on Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. Have a great day.